We spend so much of our lives watching digital video. It's on our phones or TVs, it's how we talk to each other now. But have you ever really stopped to wonder what's going on inside that little file? How does a single file become a moving picture? It's a question I think is just fascinating. And the answer, it turns out, is surprisingly elegant. So let's start with a number, 250.28 gigabytes. What is that? Well, that's how much data is in a single, uncompressed 30-minute HD video. To put that into perspective, your phone, it probably doesn't even have that much storage. Trying to stream that would be, well, completely impossible. So that's the scale of the problem we're dealing with. And that right there is the fundamental problem of digital video. The raw data is just enormous. So the solution, of course, is compression. And to really get our heads around it, I want you to think of a video file as a kind of digital lunchbox.
Okay, so first up, you've got the container. That's the file you actually see on your computer, the .mp4 or .webm. Think of it as the lunchbox itself. Its entire job is just to hold all the different pieces together in one tidy package.
Now, inside that lunchbox, you have what are called streams. These are the actual flows of video and audio data. So sticking with our analogy, the video stream is like the sandwich, and the audio stream is the juice box. You could even have other things like subtitles, which might be like a little note written on a napkin. But here's the question. How do you fit that giant, uncompressed sandwich into a normal-sized lunchbox? This is where the real magic happens. It's something called a codec. A codec, which is just short for coder-decoder, is basically the recipe for compression. It's a set of rules for how to shrink the video and audio streams down, and then, just as importantly, how to blow them back up perfectly for playback. Okay, so we've got our container, the lunchbox, and inside we have the compressed streams, our packed-down sandwich and juice box. How does a video player take all of that and actually show you a movie? Well, the whole process is like a tiny, super fast assembly line. First, the player does something called a demux, which is just a fancy word for opening the lunchbox, the container file. Then it peeks inside and identifies the streams. Okay, here's the video, here's the audio. It then grabs these small, compressed chunks of data called packets. You can think of them as little tiny bites of the sandwich. And here is the absolutely critical step. It uses the correct codec, the recipe, to decode each packet, turning that compressed bite back into an uncompressed, full-size piece of the picture. The result is one single image, a frame. And your player does this 24, 30, even 60 times every single second to create that illusion of smooth motion. It's incredible. So now you actually have the basic vocabulary: container, stream, and codec. And once you have those three words, you can start to make sense of all the confusing jargon you see everywhere. For example, you've probably run into a bunch of these trans words that all sound the same. They can be a real headache, but they're actually pretty simple once you have the right key. This breaks it down perfectly. First, we have transmuxing. Using our analogy, this is literally just moving your food to a new lunchbox. The sandwich and juice are exactly the same. You're just swapping the container, maybe from an MP4 to a WebM. It's fast, it's cheap. Then there's transcoding. This is the heavy-duty one. Here, you're actually changing the recipe of the sandwich, the codec itself. It's very powerful, but the trade-off is that this takes a lot of processing power. Next is transrating. This is about changing the bitrate, which is like using fewer ingredients in the recipe. This gives you a smaller file that's way easier to stream, but the trade-off, of course, is a drop in quality. And finally, there's transsizing. This one's pretty straightforward. You're changing the resolution. You're literally making the sandwich smaller, like converting a 4K video down to 720p for a phone screen. So this is all interesting theory, but how can you actually use it? Well, there's this incredible, free, open-source tool called FFmpeg. It's the command line Swiss Army knife for all things digital video. I mean, pretty much anyone who works seriously with video, from Hollywood studios to YouTubers, absolutely relies on it. And it lets you do all of this: transmuting, transcoding, everything. And this is a perfect example of its power. Just look at this command. With one simple line, you're telling FFmpeg to take an MP4 file and create a WebM file. And because you get the concepts now, you know exactly what's happening under the hood. FFmpeg is going to automatically transmute from the MP4 container to the WebM container, and it's going to transcode the streams inside to codecs that WebM prefers. You're performing two really complex operations with one simple command, all because you now understand the building blocks. So in the end, all these technical details, the containers and codecs and streams, they're just the quiet, clever machinery that brings moving pictures to our screens. David Bowie once asked, "Don't you wonder sometimes about sound and vision?" And I find that understanding the technical sound just gives you a much deeper appreciation for the artistic vision it makes possible. I hope you do too.